Hello everyone, Falan Gabriel here, and for this Halloween I'm going to make a very special video. Instead of doing something spooky like pretty much everyone else, I want to honor my late cat and dog, Vanil and Ruby. These two have been really important to me and I just wanted to immortalize them as Fakemon. To tell you the truth, it's been a while I wanted to make my own region, but I didn't really know where to start, or if I was going to commit to this project. It's only with Ruby's passing in 2021 that the idea was solidified. I used my art to help myself grieve her death, and it's still hard to talk about it. I'm going to start with my cat Vanny. In the early 2000s, a personal event turned my life upside down, and when things slightly got back to normal, my mom allowed me to have a cat of my own. I called him Vanny because he had yellow eyes like the vanilla flower, and his fur was black like the vanilla itself. He was the weakest of the litter, and yet he outlived them the longest. Unfortunately, in 2014, Vanny became really sick, and I had to take the decision to euthanize him. It was extremely difficult, but I just couldn't stand to watch him suffer anymore. He was super adorable, and the bond I had with him cannot be replicated. I still have Lotus and Margaret with me, but I don't have the same relationship with them than what I had with Vanille. I think it's quite poetic that the Fakemon based on him is the 10th Fakemon on the list, as he died at the age of 10, meaning that his evolved form is the one that he couldn't reach. Vanille was a huge part of my reconstruction from my pre-teenage years to my early adult years, and I will never be able to forget him. This is Chapinet, the pretentious cat Pokémon. Chapinet are really difficult to train and generally don't trust humans that easily. The trust must be earned, and once they choose the trainer, their bond becomes unbreakable. You can notice that for this Pokémon, I only used one name for the French, English, and Japanese names. The main reason is because I just couldn't find a proper translation to explain how much the name represents to me. It's a combination of the word cat, chat, and the word Chapinet, which is a nickname that you give to people you like, such as sweetie or honey or darling. So I combined chat and Chapinet to make Chapinet. It is a 100% male Pokémon because Vanny was male. I added the name of the version as he will be a Gentian exclusive. The shiny colors reference the vanilla flavor as it's often represented as a creamy yellow-white. The blue is also used sometimes for the flavor depending on where you live. Now for his evolved form, I went with the idea that black cats are just small panther, and that's pretty much the main inspiration. I added the two tails feature to represent the other inspiration of the Nekomata and the Bakeneko. I combined the two yokai who are similar to make one big imposing cat Pokémon. We have Bakemata, the Soul Passer Pokémon. Upon evolving, Bakemata become the guardians of the lost souls. They help guiding the deceased Pokémon to their afterlife. If the Pokémon died in awful causes, the Bakemata will avenge it. For the name, I simply took out the Neko part of the yokai's names and kept the rest. Just like for his pre-evolved form, I just couldn't find an actual proper name for the French or English version, so I decided to just skip this one. Now for the Pokémon based on Ruby. Before I go further in explaining the design, I need to tell you that I named Ruby after Pokémon Ruby. Yes, when we adopted her, I was in the middle of another Ruby playthrough and no one else in the family really knew how to name her. Because of the red lids Ridgebacks have in their eyes, I immediately thought about the color of the Ruby, so the association was clear to me. She needed to be called like this. It is really poetic that she was initially named after Pokémon and that now she becomes a Pokémon herself. Initially, she was supposed to belong to my sister, but after a while it was clear she actually preferred me. It is true what they say, dogs choose their master. For a pre-evolved form, I used the Chihuahua breed, as it was an inside joke with the family that Ruby was a giant Chihuahua. And if Yamper can evolve from a corgi to a greyhound, so can my Fakemon. Here we have Bibinette, the small dog Pokémon. Bibinette are energetic and clumsy. They love to chew on anything they can find. They are sometimes oblivious about their surroundings. Just like for Chapinet, Bibinette is basically the nickname I often give Ruby. It was sometimes Bibi or Bibinette. I know it's not really conventional for the name of a Fakemon, but I just couldn't exactly find something that just like for her. She was Bibinette as a puppy, and even when she was an adult dog, she will remain a puppy in my eyes. So I just had to keep the name Bibinette. Now for her evolved form, the base is of a Rhodesian Ridgeback, the breed she was. They have the peculiar attribute to have some of their hair on their back growing backward, hence their name Ridgeback. So for a fantastical design, I added some ghostly flames, but instead of going from head to tail, the direction goes backward. Her first color was pink when she was a puppy, but for her last years, I got her a black one with skulls to match my gothic aesthetic. Here we have Rubeas, the adorable dog Pokémon. Rubeas are very loyal and protective of their trainer. When they squeal, it means they feel safe around their trainer. Her name comes from Ruby, and I just added a suffix that would just slap with her name. Just like for the previous Pokémon, her name is not exactly very conventional for Fakemon. I just couldn't find something that will fit her the most. Her shiny form is based on the fact that Ridgeback can be also black, and the green just go well with the black. So there they are, Vanil and Ruby, now immortalized as Fakemon. Again, I know it's not very conventional to have this very specific inspiration to make Fakemon, but I really wanted to make something to honor them. Thanks for watching, and Vanil and Ruby, thank you for the memories.